this thing. Ugh. Okay. Did we bring him back? No, we did not. What the hell? Why is she hitting us with dark matter? Makes no sense. Well done. Now then, Yuri and Chalinka, is it? Come, have a seat. It seems we should have ourselves a nice long chat over a nice cup of tea of crystal light. Eons ago, long before humans came into being, back when stars were newly born, our planet was no more than a chaotic cosmic mass. One day, the god of light purged evil from there out to the heavens, and then created earth and sky, the creation of realms celestial and terrestrial. Hmm. I had always considered those stories mythical. The god of light is crystal, and the moon is that which was banished into the cosmos, evil. But why so great a crystal load underground readily available? Crystals and the moon were set in opposition to one another to separate light from darkness. As long as there are crystals, the moon cannot return to Earth. But some folks want to change all that. The Loonites, right? Yes, that is the name given to those who have been seduced by the evil nature of the moon. No wonder that guy acts like a pedophile. All that exists in our world was created by means of crystals. They are the very foundation of our world. Thus the great thus the great crystal became the core of our planet, storing the planet's memories over time. It explored the recorded it explored and recorded every possible outcome of any situation. Do you know what this means? I'm sure I don't. We are users of magic, are we not? What then? What they ask is magic. Simply stated, it is tempering of the power of crystals achieved through the exercise of the will. Ah, you certainly know your magic. Now, what? Now the question becomes, how does that produce magic? Magic is that guides. Magic is what guides the flow. If one guides the power of the crystals, the resulting phenomenon guides the flow. Guides what flow where. Why is the guided power altered by the will? How are we able to do this? My answers to that would be purely conjectural. We employ the miraculous, ignoring the laws of nature and physics. Therein lies the crystal's power. If you have, if you never wondered why all this is possible, have you never wondered why all this is possible through crystals? I dared not to be so skeptical. Magic is choosing from infinite futures a world in which the desired end has become reality. All of the futures to be selected lie within the great crystal and intervene in our present world. How quizzical. Then every sort of world will be formed. One might conclude by reason logical, could be formed, for there are no constraints on the future. However, we must not on this account esteem ourselves too highly. Gods we are not. Using magic is nothing more than selecting the future of a nearby world. But miracles performed by gods are different. Great feats of magic require great power because they necessitate selection of a faraway world. To select a world farther away requires even greater power. The information kept in the great crystal is too much for the human spirit. It overwhelms the soul. Great power destroys one who wields it, as was the case with my Talika. Loonites are unable to use magic, for the moon and the great crystal are diametrically opposed. That is why the moon touch rely on surrogates, forcing them to do their bidding. Chalika, my dear, you have the Power as my Talika. No, I'd say yours is even greater. Yes, sir. Heed my words. You must never use that power under any circumstances. Keep your distance from Keep your distance from the memory of the great crystal. Do not let your brother taste the bitter sadness I have known of a life left to be lived alone. I won't, sir. Yuri, I must give you some words of caution as well. One involved in crystals must never let it take over his heart ever. It may be the most difficult challenge as a human being, but that is exactly what Loonites are waiting for. Negative emotions for all their lifeblood. Hatred, rancor, envy, malice, these feelings are of the moon, opposite those of the crystal. When the heart is filled with these, one becomes moon touch, adding to the Loonite's influence. One involved in crystals must never be touched by the moon. It is a path to self-destruction. The dead never return. They gave their own lives for what they sought to protect, what they hoped for. You understand, do you not? Now it is your turn. Think about what it is you must protect. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have found the conclusions to my long years of study right below my feet. It's incredible. But if magic can do worlds through crystals, it means with enough power, any world can be made real. For the power of the crystals is limitless. Every possibility has been inscribed in a crystal. Perhaps even a world of evil where the moon returns to Earth. Wait, is that intent? Is that the intent of the temple? To use crystals to use crystal users merely as a medium for the power of that which to themselves is untouchable? What an outrage. Unforgivable. Does human life mean nothing to these Loonites? Abominable. Snowman, that is. There's no need to worry. You're no matter what kind no matter what kind of world you're in, I'm always on your side. Always. Story too hard. Nosh don't understand. We beat up bad guys and go eat. Nosh want food. uh, Yuri, don't worry. I'll never leave you. I promise. Good, so that means we can leave. Where are you off to? The hour is late. You should stay here for the night. I mean, uh, like, do you want us to sleep on the floor or what? Like, hey, look, everybody ain't gonna be able to sleep in this bed. Everyone has negative emotions. That is what the Loonites are so adept at exploiting. I think I know, in hindsight, why the temple was overtaken by the Loonites. This country achieved prosperity thanks to its crystals, but with this glory came gambits for personal authority and status, following the hearts of its people. Over time, status and fame became methods of vulgarity, of vainglory, authority, a tool for money making. It would not, it would not have been difficult. It would not have been a difficult task for all the Loonites to tempt the pompous and the greedy, or perhaps even without that. The whole temple might have already become moon touched. Hierophant, no, the man of the heathen moon, Galdus. It may not have come to this if only I had listened to my daughter, my Talinka. But perhaps I have talked too long until daybreak. Everyone, I suggest you rest here for the night. It will be a busy day tomorrow. We shall make them pay for their conspiracy. And we all go to sleep in our nicely groomed dragon armor. Oh, the sunset looks pretty. I haven't slept this late since I was a little kitty. It is an untimely record personal. I'd say your timing is perfect. On orders from the king to take the temple, we began our assault at daybreak. By afternoon, we had control of the temple with the exception of a few holdouts. Troops are now on alert. Not long ago, the king led the vanguard on his last charge. The king himself is leading them in the stage final. We call them holdouts, but it is actually only the Hierophant and the anchorite who remain. Herm. His Majesty requests that you meet him at the temple when you are fully prepared for battle. A star arrives fashionably late, you see, so we'll be there when we're good and ready.